Okay. All right. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about how we self-sabotage. And I'm going to show you some, some science behind how we self-sabotage. And Niharika, who's also on the call, is my co-host. So Niharika is joining us from India. Niharika, do you want to just say hello to everybody?
Hello, everyone.
Okay. All right. So let me just keep going. Okay. So some of you know me pretty well. Some of you don't know me yet as well. So just a quick introduction. I am Beatrice, and I'm a positive leadership coach and a chief happiness officer. So I'm just going to let some other people in that are just coming in. Okay. So this is what I do. I help people flourish. That is what my sort of my purpose in life is. And I do this both at an individual level, but also an organizational level. So I love collecting credentials and certifications. And I've posted some of these here for you. You can also find some more information on my website if you go to my website, which is very boring name called like me, beatricereddy.com, but you have a lot of information there. So today, particularly, we're going to talk about this, one of the last certifications that I've done, which is this positive intelligence mental fitness training with Shirazad Kameen, who you may not know who he is, but you'll find out about him soon. Okay. I leverage my leadership coaching skills with my 25 years of experience as a leader in business, which I find helps when I'm talking to executives, as I know what it's like to work in organizations. So positive intelligence, has anybody heard of positive intelligence before? Maybe if you can just write it in the chat, I would be curious to know your level of awareness of what positive intelligence is, of that term. So positive intelligence is, and first of all, can you all hear me and see me? Is that all good? Can you maybe put your hands up if everything's okay? All right. Okay. So positive intelligence is a vibrant global community of coaches and entrepreneurs, scientists, designers, engineers, and passionate, what I call servant leaders. We're all powered by positivity and trying to make the world a little bit brighter for everybody. If everybody knew how we all self-sabotage and everybody was a little bit more aware, the world would definitely be a better place. Okay, Sylvia, welcome. No worries for the delays. I'm also recording this so you can catch up the first few minutes in case that's of interest to you. So Shirazad is the author of the New York best-selling book called Positive Intelligence. It's a fantastic book. If you haven't read it, I would highly recommend that you do. It's a really good book. It's been translated in more than 20 languages. He is a professor at Stanford University and also Yale. He's a background in psychology, but also an MBA. And he was, he's done a lot of coaching to C-suite sort of level and CEOs and executive teams. And he built what is called the positive intelligence framework, which I'm going to be talking to you about. So I am a positive intelligence PQ coach. I have certified with Shirazad in person and his team in order to be able to bring you this program. Now, I think most of you are in Italy, except maybe Paola. I'm not sure. Paola, where are you calling in from, just out of curiosity? I don't know if you could put the chat or unmute yourself.
You said where I'm working.
Yeah, where are you based?
I'm in Bristol Myers and I am pharmacist.
Yes, but which country are you based in?
Madrid, Spain.
You're in Madrid. Okay, perfect. So this is an American program and it's now being brought to Europe. In Italy, there aren't that many people that actually bring this program, as we need to speak very good English in order to be able to go through the certification, but also to be able to participate in the program. You need to be able to have a good sort of English English, English, you need to speak and understand English well in order to be able to participate in the program. But there are very few coaches in Italy that actually bring this program. And I'm lucky to be one of them. So I'm just going to show you a quick video that kind of explains in 3 minutes what it's all about. And please shout in case you can't see the video or there's any issues with the technology, okay? Okay, can you all see the green screen now? Yeah, okay. Let me see if I can blue. Actually, that's not going to work. Let me just try that again. Nope. Okay.
Welcome to the Positive Intelligence or PQ Mental Fitness Program, your first step in boosting performance and happiness. Through the app, you'll learn how to build mental fitness and shift your mindset from negative to positive. You'll become more resilient, more productive, and more in control of your actions and emotions. In just 6 weeks, you can go from self-sabotage to self-mastery. You'll start by training your mind in the mental gym with daily challenges. But I have no time, you say. Don't worry. Each day requires only 15 minutes of practice, and you can do it anytime, anywhere. First, you'll build up your self-command muscle. Next, you'll strengthen your saboteur-interceptor muscle to move beyond your self-limiting beliefs. Finally, you'll get to flex your sage muscle and learn how to turn challenges into opportunities. Each week, a 1-hour video will set context for your daily challenges. A certified PQ coach is available to support your mental fitness journey. And you can join a weekly discussion group for additional support. Ready to shift from self-sabotage to self-mastery? Enroll today and start to build powerful habits for greater performance, relationships, and wellness.
Okay. So that's kind of the program in a nutshell. He talks about 6 weeks, but the program that I'm offering is 8 weeks, just because I offer another group coaching session on the back of that. Let me know if you have any questions in the chat, okay? So the program is actually based on Shirazad's research foundation. So it's based on a synthesis of recent discoveries across neuroscience, positive psychology, cognitive behavioral psychology, and performance science. So it includes research from hundreds of CEOs, Stanford students, world-class athletes, and many different participants from different countries, as well as the YPO families and forums. So his book, Positive Intelligence, summarizes this research, but the book is great, but it's just the book, right? What you need to do with mental fitness is actually practice it. Otherwise, it just stays very much in, you stay at a very superficial level. The applications of the positive intelligence framework, so basically of understanding how to stop self-sabotage yourself, can be applied to any aspects of your life, whether it's personal or professional. So as you will learn about self-sabotage and how to stop self-sabotage, you will learn to manage better your stress, your wellness, your relationships, your parenting, and your career planning, as well as a more professional applications such as emotional intelligence, conflict management, creativity, leadership, and performance. So it's really about building, the program helps you to practice building up powerful PQ, sort of powerful mental habits. And you need to be able to do that in order to sustain change. Otherwise, as I was saying, change will only stay at a very superficial level. A lot of people work with me, and what I have noticed is that if people first do the program and then they work with me individually, they are much better prepared to make the most of their individual coaching sessions. So I offer this now almost as an entry point to work with me. So first have as many people do the PQ program as possible, and then to do the individual coaching sessions with me. Sometimes we also work in parallel, depending on sort of time, any time constraints people may have. So how we self-sabotage. So saboteurs are the little voices in our head. I'm sure that you must have all heard them. Maybe some people are more aware of others, but we have them in our head all the time. And these represent these automated thought patterns that will influence the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we respond. And they are really the cause of all our stress, anxiety, self-doubt, frustration, all the negative emotions. That's really your saboteurs at play. So who are these little saboteurs? Saboteurs basically are, they originate from our childhood, mostly when we start to become adolescents, and teenage years is where we start to put these mechanisms in place. But by the time we're adults, we no longer need these self-sabotaging mechanisms, which keep us safe when we are teenagers. But as adults, we don't need them anymore. And so what most people have difficulty doing is understanding that they need to update their paradigm, their mindset, in order to choose how they respond to life and situations. I've been through many different programs, and this is the one program that, for me personally, because as a PQ coach, you have to also obviously do the program yourself. For me, it was the one program that completely shifted the way that I experience and see life and respond to challenges and difficulties in life. So the main saboteur, which we all have, is the judge. Okay, it's that little voice in our head that is extremely critical, very critical towards ourselves, can be very critical towards others and towards circumstances. So that constant criticism. And if you go through the program, you will learn the difference between judging and discerning. So discerning is completely different. Discernment comes from a different part of our brain, which is what Shirazad calls the sage part of our brain. And discerning is really about sort of decoding and understanding a complex situation and how to see any situation as a gift and as a potential opportunity to grow some skills that we may not have developed, to discover some resources that we have inside of us that we didn't know we had. The judge has some accomplices, some sort of friends, and there's 9 of them. Okay, so these are the avoider, the controller, the hyperachiever, the hyper-rational, the hyper-vigilant, the pleaser, the restless, the stickler, and the victim. And so Niharika now is going to put, actually at the end of the call, Niharika is going to put the link where you can take the assessment yourself. And she's going to put 2 links. One is to find out your overall positive intelligence score, which is a score from 0 to 100 that will tell you how much you are currently self-sabotaging. And ideally, you want to be over 75%, because if you're over 75%, it means that you have already developed the capabilities of kind of getting yourself out of difficult situations and responding quite, quickly to life's challenges. If it's anything under 75%, you risk what's called being in a negative vortex, where your saboteurs are quite sort of active, but they can also be triggered by other people's saboteurs, and you will trigger other people's saboteurs as well. So it's kind of, you keep triggering each other, which is why maybe when we deal with difficult people, we feel very drained at times. Any questions on the saboteurs? Any reaction? Okay. When I talk about the judge, do you have the judge? Do you feel the judge? Yeah, I see you
Always
nodding.
there.
Always there. And how does the judge make you feel, Diana?
Sometimes the judge says, no, you're an imposter here, or maybe you don't have the right credentials, or maybe you've overstepped the mark and, said that you're up for everything, but maybe you don't really have the right to be here, maybe.
Yeah. Sounds like imposter syndrome. The judge is great at imposter syndrome. Absolutely feels that. Okay. So we have our 10 saboteurs, and the program goes in detail about identifying these sabotaging mechanisms. When you take the assessment, you will find out which are your top ones. Well, you'll find out, how strong each of them is. But what we need to do when we start doing the program is concentrate on trying to eliminate the top 3. Some people tend to have sometimes like gangs, so it's difficult to actually identify the top 3, because they'll have maybe 7 of them all very, very strong. So that can be tricky. But if you go through the program and you do the program with your pod, you will start to see some amazing improvements quite quickly. Apart from having the saboteurs, we actually have also 5 sage powers, which you may not know about, but you will discover if you come and do the program. So it's not all bad news. We also do have some incredible powers, and these live on the sage part, in the sage part of our brain, which is more the right side of our brain. And these are the powers of empathize, explore, innovate, navigate, and activate, which probably means little to you now, but when you do the program, you get to practice what that all means. So what is mental fitness? Mental fitness is really about growing those mental muscles that you need in order to overcome your survival brain, your self-sabotaging mechanisms. And it's almost like going to the gym. People talk about physical fitness all the time. And in recent years, since COVID, you start hearing more about mental fitness, but this is what it is. This is a mental fitness boot camp for the first 8 weeks. And, but it's just the beginning, because then, you want to, as you go to the gym or you do exercise, you take care of your physical fitness, you'll also need to take care of your mental fitness as you grow and become wiser in life. So mental fitness is great for, understanding how to respond to life's challenges. And we all know that we have a lot of them lately, especially if we're working. There's many challenges being thrown at our way. The speed of change is incredible. The amount of change, the stress we're all under, all of that. I mean, mental fitness will help you to deal with all those aspects. It will impact your peak performance, your wellness, peace of mind, and also just in general, feeling healthier and having healthier relationships as well. So part of the program is going to, you're going to learn to intercept your saboteur. You're going to learn to predict how you self-sabotage, how you know, could potentially self-sabotage. You're going to visualize how you've been self-sabotaging, how to change that, how to respond differently, how to activate your sage, and how to activate your self-command. So it's an 8-week program. How does it work? Basically, there's an initial sort of ramp-up phase with reception and launch. We all work in a pod. So what's a pod? A pod is a small group. So I've had people go through the program by themselves individually, and it's almost 100% failure. They do not make it through the program. So the only way to really make it through the program is by working in a pod. I did not take Shirazad's advice on this because some of my coaches are like, I'm not a pod person, I'm more of an individual. But, you know, because this program is designed to stop our self-sabotaging mechanisms, and our saboteurs are very resilient. So basically what you're doing is you're going against the current if you're doing this by yourself, because you basically come up with all these excuses of why you don't want to rewire your thinking. Whilst if you're doing it in a group, then it becomes, you know, 500% more likely that you will succeed through the program. I'm just going to fast forward here because we don't need this. So what does it actually look like in terms of time? So typically, I don't know where to put you. I'm going to take this off there. So typically, this is how much time it takes up. You will basically have one session with me per week for the 8 weeks, okay? One session per week, and I'll tell you what time and what days those sessions are on. And then you will have a video to watch that is released on a Saturday. So you will have all of Saturday to watch this 1-hour video, all of Sunday and all of Monday. Then you will have the group pod with me. And then what is required of you is to try to do these 15 minutes of practice during the week. So on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, you will have 15 minutes of practice, which is delivered via the app. These 15 minutes, you can either do them all together or you can do them in little bite sizes of 2 minutes. And they're really just, they're called sort of coach challenges, and they're called focuses of the day. So you listen to Shirazad's voice for 2 minutes and, you know, just listen to what he says and understand the neuroscience behind what you're doing to yourself, but also how to overcome what you're doing to yourself. So this is kind of what it looks like visually for the people out there that are more visual. This is, it's a 7-8 week program. So you have the pod meeting, which I have 2 groups now kicking off on Mondays and Tuesdays. So we're going to kick off on the 2nd week of May. Then you would have a weekly reflection that takes about 5 minutes, the focus of the day, which is 15 minutes every day. And then the Saturday and the Sunday, which is basically an off day. So you don't have any sort of reflection or practices. You just need to watch the video. I've taken quite a few people through this. Actually, I've taken 4 cohorts now through this. So that's about 25 people. And they've all given a score of, 10 out of 10, which is actually exactly 9.7 for the program. Overall, the benefits of this program. So first of all, unlike a lot of other programs that you may find, this is, you do get personalized guidance. You get me, so you get me as your coach. And the program is very much tailored and aligned to your individual needs. So everybody has different applications. Some people use it more from a work perspective initially, some people more for a personal perspective, and that's fine. You will declare what your goal is when we start working together as a pod. You can expect to have overall enhanced self-awareness, so better understanding of your personal triggers and behaviors. You will start to understand, have some tools to identify your negative thought patterns and how to alter those negative thought patterns. You will start feeling an increased confidence and self-esteem. So you will actually, you know, feel more empowered and more confident about your capabilities. You will develop your skill in terms of resilience and growth mindset as well, and countering these self-sabotaging behaviors. You will enhance your positive intelligence and reduce the impact of these saboteurs, but also, you know, understand when you're being sort of, you know, in this negative loop of thinking and how to shift to a more positive mindset, and long-term behavioral change as well. So we're going to actually focus on creating change that is sustainable and will help you for the rest of your life, in essence. The it's a structured learning, so it's you know, there's a curriculum that we go through. We offer you know, the pod is a very safe and supportive environment. You can expect to help each other. You know, you're accountable for your own progress, but you can expect the pod members to help you know, help each other go through the program. And you will also get access to my curated resources, which is sort of a Google Drive transformational coaching journey resources, where I have put together a lot of articles and videos that I have curated over the years of all the different leadership programs and various coaching tools that I use, that you will be able to access as well. So these are some testimonials of some people that have gone through the program. I put Niharika through the program as well, because she works with me and it was important for her to know what I do. Mostly these are mostly ladies that you will see, but I have had quite a few men go through the program, even though men are less generous in giving testimonials, I have to say. But I would like to show you just a 6-minute video quickly on some video testimonials, okay? Any questions before I show you the testimonials? Are we okay? All right.
In a very little time, I managed to go from being a grumpy person and judging people, even people I didn't know, just by looking at them because they didn't meet my ideal of perfection, or even people in the street, to all of a sudden realizing that what I'm looking at now are the positive things that I find in myself, in people, in where I walk, in where I am, in how to transform obstacles into, and this is actually part of everything, into opportunities. You know, obstacles are, okay, so this is a challenge, so this is perfect, so how can I go about this in a positive way? It is mind-blowing how you don't change your character, or you don't change yourself, but you simply change your outlook and how you think about certain things, to think in a positive way. And it just it's undescribable how the transformation comes, and how easy it is to transform this mindset by simply following the program and being guided into it. The wonderful thing also about it is that being part of a pod, which is a group, a small little group, again, you realize how you're not alone in having certain obstacles that may be in your own mind, but everybody goes through, you know, almost very similar things, and you share and you laugh about the fact that maybe you're not able to do the exercises every day, but that's fine. There's no wrong in how you go about doing this program. It's just trying that already gives you the result. It is something that I would absolutely hands-on advise to do, because it's really, regardless of what you want to achieve, regardless of how old you are, regardless of where you are in life, or how successful or unsuccessful, or whether it's for personal or for professional reasons, it's absolutely something that just changes yourself from inside to start with. And then you just learn how to approach a little bit of everything in life.
I came across first time with PQ program and PQ level, let's say, of positive intelligence when I started my coaching path with Bea. At the beginning, I must say I was very skeptical. I have seen a lot of similar things online in the past, and I always tend to be a little bit cautious before throwing myself into those kind of things. And when I've got my results on my main saboteurs, I ended up discovering that I was an avoider, a major avoider. Well, I knew about that, a controller and a stickler, which is perfectionist. This resonated quite well with me. And Beatrice asked me to read the book of Shirzad, which I did it. And I liked it, I must say. But the book was not very good for me in creating consistency in progressing with this program. So when Beatrice offered me this possibility, I accepted very gladly because I want to put me into test to do that. And I really noticed some switch in my behavior, which is amazing because honestly, those kind of things related to mental health or psychology, they don't happen in a few weeks. It takes time. But in this case, I really noticed some tweaks, and also some people noticed them in me. I was, so some of my colleagues mentioned I was really positive. I was bringing fresh air in some interactions because I was trying to see the positive side in things, not in a naive way, but always in a constructive way, in a very nice way of putting things. And this was told me also by my friends, which made me very happy. I try to be less controlling. This program has helped me also from a professional point of view because you know, when having people reporting into you, it's really easy to move from being a controller to be a micromanager, and I really didn't want that. And also I try to be less perfectionist. I always thought this was a great skill of myself to be a perfectionist. In a way, of course, it's good to have in mind to always do your best, but always do your best doesn't mean that you have to, you know, get crazy on every single task, thinking that if it won't be at your 100%, if it won't be perfect, somebody will die. So really recommending this program. It was fun. It was a nice experience. And again, I was starting from a very skeptical attitude. So it's not that I'm suffering of a placebo effect, not at all. So that's my that's my considerations after having done this.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much.
In a very
Okay, so we love the skepticals. I love the skepticals. So when is the next program kicking off? So I've got two groups kicking off in May on Monday and Tuesday. So the one on Monday is going to be in English because we have somebody that doesn't speak Italian. And there's other Italian people in the course on Monday. And the one on Tuesday is going to be in Italian because we don't have any English people. So these are the dates and the times. So this is the group coaching element. Okay, so we would start on the 13th of May with the first group coaching. So that means that I will have signed you up to the program. I have, created the WhatsApp group. Normally we're in a WhatsApp group as well in order to have some quick check-ins during the week. I will have, introduced you to each other, and then we will complete the program by the 1st of July. The other group is going to be on the Tuesdays, starting on the 14th of May. So the start time is 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., but there's room for making some tweaks in agreement with the rest of the pod. Confidentiality is obviously big, and it's agreed at the beginning, as well as mutual respect and support. You don't need to make every single pod meeting. I do record them, but your commitment to attend the pod meetings is valued, as well as engagement, because, you know, this is a sort of a, you know, the pod does suffer if people start not showing up to the pods. So I would require that you try to make, if not 100%, at least 90% of the pods. So what do you get with the program? You get the you know, the PQ program, which is an 8-week program. You also get the pod, which I would be leading. You also be invited to come to the Thursday group coaching sessions that I have, called Surviving to Thriving. So these are open to anybody that has worked with me or is thinking of working with me. You will have access to my Transformational Journey Hub, which is a resource center where I have many videos and articles and exercises. If you're into self-development and self-improvement, you know, whether it's understanding happiness or organizational culture, I've got many different videos in there. And if you go through the program, then you will be able to access me as your coach at a discounted price. Okay. So for you who have attended today, I'm going to first of all ask, actually, no, I'll show you this first and then. So the price of the program is 1,999 euros for the package for the 8 weeks. Okay, that's the list price. If you're a private client, that also includes taxes. If you're a company and you want to buy this for your company, or you want to, you know, this can also be done at a company level, then the price is that for per person, but we need to also add taxes. For today, the offer includes also 3 individual coaching sessions, because what I've noticed is for people that are going through the program, individual coaching session helps to create that sort of that more personalized experience and really make sure that the program is benefits you as a whole person, and that I understand what it is that you're trying to achieve in terms of your goals, and I can help you and support you there. So I've got 2 levels of discounts for you today. One is if you sign up in the next 24 hours, the price is 1,600. And for the first 4 people to enroll, I can do a special price of 1,450. Why do I do this? I do this because I need to kind of close the pods. So I already have 2 people signed up on the Monday. I already have 2 people signed up on the Tuesday. I really want to be able to start sort of, you know, close the pods, and that way get all the paperwork done and introduce the members to each other and start the journey. So this helps me to not have to chase people up. And Sonia Rica, if you could please put in the chat at this point the 2 assessments. If you haven't done the assessments yet, I would invite you to do them. If you've already done the assessments, because maybe I've already spoken to you and I've already had you do the PQ assessment, I would ask that you redo it, because ideally you want to redo that assessment every 4 weeks or so, if you are doing something to self-improve. So whether you're doing coaching sessions with myself, or you're reading up on some books, or you're doing some other coaching, every 4 weeks you should do a check-in with the PQ assessment to see if you are improving in terms of your self-sabotage. And that is it from me. So let me just open up and see if we have any questions for the last 2 minutes of the call. Any questions, any comments, any feedback?
It's Silvia speaking. Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
Hi,
Hi.
Sylvia.
So, Beatrice, first of all, thank you very much for your presentation. Very interesting from my side. I had the opportunity to know something about happiness, science of happiness through a learning experience that I had, and I learned that from Tal Bashar from Harvard
Yes.
University.
Yeah, incredible. Lovely, lovely.
So I was very curious to discover what you are doing on this topic, and I have to say that more than a personal interest, I was curious to understand how eventually this can made available for the population of my company, because I'm in charge of learning at global level, and so I was curious. So I think I will follow up with you in order to have a further discussion on this. But thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Sylvia. Thank you very much for that. Okay. I don't know who MM is. I see somebody that signed up as MM. MM, do you want to just say hi or mute yourself? And Lisa, are you okay with everything that you heard and saw today?
Yes, Beatrice, I'm okay. We already talk one-to-one. So thank you very much for the insight. It's very helpful.
Okay. All right. And Alessandra and Christina? You okay?
Yeah,
Nice.
clear.
Nice.
Thank
Really
you.
nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Really nice.
Of course, if you want to be in the same pod, you just need to tell me. Some people, they want to be in the same pod. Some people that know each other don't want to be in the same pod, and that's fine too. That's absolutely a personal choice. My pods are still pods even after the program, so they ask me to keep going because they like that. And so that's also a possibility. And that's it. Diana, are you okay? And Gloria? And Angela?
Yeah, it was all super great, really interesting. Thank you.
Okay. All right, then I'll let you go. We finished right on time. So thank you very much for your participation. And if you have any questions or anything, you just shoot me an email. Okay.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.